Coming up, how some in Eastern Kentucky are carrying on a musician's legacy.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Following the death of a musician with Eastern Kentucky ties back in January, those that knew him are trying to carry on his legacy. WYMT's Corey Sanning shows us how family, friends, and fans are honoring the late Jason Rowdy Cope.
A mission that began with addressing a problem.
It just completely transformed his life. So the last 3 years with Jason he just felt so free and truly healed.
Country music artist Jason Rowdy Cope dealt with post-traumatic stress disorder throughout his life, but in his final years used his musical talents to help others.
He sort of made it his mission with the new record, the Steelwoods being his band. Just in the music he was writing, you know, he said, I just want to utilize every opportunity I have to carry this torch for healing.
Cope died in January, and while not from the area, Cope's group, the Steelwoods, made visiting Eastern Kentucky a priority as they host events for the Jason Rowdy Cope Memorial Fund.
We had a motorcycle ride down in Pineville, and it was throughout Bell County. And the band specifically had said they wanted to come back to Bell County. They performed last year, and after talking to Rowdy, they said, we want to bring our fan club party here.
Bringing people from all over the country as they raised more than $10,000 in 2 days.
It brought people from California, Texas, Indiana, Florida, you name it, they came.
Leaving Jason's sister Bethany thankful as she looks back on her brother's memory.
He would be so thrilled to see the efforts that people have gone to and feel the love and appreciation. He was so much more than just an incredible guitar player. He was an incredible human being.
Carrying on a legacy and helping others. Corey Sanning, WYMT Mountain News.
Bethany and Jessica both say they plan on hosting more events in Kentucky soon. The governor's office announced funds for the Knox County Board of Education today. $10 million will go towards a renovation project at the Knox County Career and Technical Center. The center was originally built in 1960, and the project is expected to be a full building refurbishment and facility upgrade. The funds will go towards new science labs, engineering technology facilities, and automotive, electrical, and welding facilities. The Bourbon Trail is expanding to southern Kentucky. Horse Soldier Bourbon, founded by the first soldiers deployed to Afghanistan after 9/11, broke ground this morning in Pulaski County. And in addition to a distillery, this $200 million project is expected to be a massive tourism draw, which Pulaski County officials say fits perfectly with the region.
In Kentucky, we're the horse capital of the world. We're the bourbon capital of the world. Down here on Lake Cumberland, we're the houseboat capital of the world. So Horse Soldier Bourbon coming here intertwines all of those things. It's a historic, monumental day, and we're just so happy for everyone within the region.
The tourism project is expected to directly create 400 jobs. A new gaming hall is coming to southern Kentucky, offering slot-like machines to bet on historical horse races. Today, local and state leaders came together in announcing the Cumberland Mint Gaming Hall in Williamsburg. Drawings show it will be a combination sports bar and gaming center. It's expected to open sometime next year and create more than 200 jobs. A partner site is expected to be built in Corbin for live racing along with HHR machines. That facility is expected to be finished by late 2023.
It was yet another quiet day in the mountains today, which means we got a chance to step back a little bit. Get out in the community, meet up with some of these folks. Brandon today had weather class with a group of 6th graders from Knox Central Elementary School. Great crowd they had today. Kids had great questions for Brandon as well, as did these youngsters. Ignore the weird looking guy on the right there. But over on the left side, it's kindergartners from Knox Central Elementary School. I had visited with them on Friday. Unfortunately, we had to make our visit virtual due to some severe weather we we had in the area for Friday afternoon, but it was nice. They had some great questions as well, so always nice to get out and meet the kiddos around the region. London Corbin Airport tonight, well, it's quiet and a little bit on the cooler side. We're at 53 right now at London Corbin Airport. We got up into the low 70s in just about every spot today, except for Pikeville and Wise. They stuck out in the upper 60s. Same thing in Logan. As of right now, Jackson's still at 60, but we are on the cooler side in many spots with those temperatures down into the mid 50s. Now, we've got some rain chances on the way for part of the later part of the work week, and I'll have the details on that coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. We are learning more tonight after a UK student died after being found unresponsive inside a fraternity house today. UK has suspended all fraternity activities for the Farmhouse fraternity. Lofton Hazelwood was an 18-year-old freshman from Henderson, Kentucky. According to the Fayette County coroner, he died of presumed alcohol poisoning. UK police are now investigating the incident, and it's not clear if any charges will be filed. The Office of Student Conduct is also investigating. Members of the UK campus community held a vigil in Hazelwood's honor tonight. Grayson Passmore was there.
Kind of earlier this afternoon, we had a couple students reach out to see if we could do some prayer service for Lofton, and we figured tonight was the best night to do it, just to bring everyone together.
A missionary here at the Newman Center, Brian Gall, says those students reached out asking if they could gather out front for a prayer service. Gall says it felt really important to give students and friends a place to grieve and remember Lofton together, tonight especially. He also says a majority of the few dozen students here earlier are a part of the Greek life on campus, describing Lofton's death as a complete shock.
So it was just, kind of very eye-opening and shocking to the point where people don't necessarily know how to deal with it. So I think this was like a great first step in bringing people together.
Gall says the center's priest, Father Steve, has been with the Hazelwood family all day, and they have 7 missionaries total who are making themselves available to talk with anyone, whenever they need. Their main goal, as Gall describes, is to make sure no one feels isolated in their grief right now.
We had people crying after the rosary, so, and then, our student community at large. So I would say through the people that work here, but just the student community and the events that we put on at large. I think right now the hardest part is isolation, so bringing people together is, I think, helpful for the grieving process.
That was Grayson Passmore reporting. Gall says their next step is holding a more planned prayer service and Mass for Lofton this Thursday, starting at 6, and all are welcome. The COVID positivity rate continues to decline in the Commonwealth. Governor Beshear announced 1,786 new cases of COVID today, increasing the statewide total to 728,860. There were 29 new deaths, bringing the death toll to 9,425. The positivity rate is a little more than 7%. You can always find the latest COVID information on our website at WYMT.com. Alice Lloyd College hosted a special guest today. Former United States Ambassador to the United Nations, Kelly Craft, stopped by to speak to students at convocation. She talked about her time serving with former President Donald Trump and says she enjoyed hearing questions from students about current events.
This generation of 20 years has only known freedom and democracy. And look how easily that crumbled overnight. We don't have that because we have the strongest military. We have the best and the brightest men and women in our military.
The ambassador obviously talking about the Afghanistan situation. Now, she worked closely with former President Trump on Operation Warp Speed. She said it helped countries like Taiwan in getting its citizens COVID-19 shots. Cooler weather is here, and it could be here to stay for some time. Something you may not consider as the temperatures remain cool is the effect it has on your skin. Advanced practice nurse Lori Howard, who works in the dermatologist department at ARH, says people of all ages should adopt a skincare routine.
Brand wise, it doesn't really matter on the brands. You just have to find what suits you. So yeah, we kind of just say, hey, you got to play with it and see what works best, because what works for one does not work for everybody.
Howard says other tips for healthier skin include staying hydrated, keeping a humidifier close by, and using a daily moisturizer. Thankful Hearts Food Pantry in Pikeville hosted a food giveaway earlier today. Starting at 9 a.m., volunteers from all walks of life came together to help Pike County natives by giving food to those in need. The USDA commodity giveaway happens on the third Tuesday of every month, with more than 71 items in each box and thousands of local families helped every month. Officials with the pantry say the family operation, stretching back more than 2 decades, has grown significantly.
Since my dad started this ministry, he started out with like 20 families, and he thought that was awesome. So now we're doing each month close to 2,000, over 2,000 families a month.
The pantry also gives perishable food items every Friday. They have a senior day on the 4th Monday of every month and have emergency food on site. Along with the pantry's regularly scheduled giveaways, it is also planning to prepare Thanksgiving dinners on November 20th for those in need. Traveling is certainly not cheap, and with the holidays coming up, you can expect to be paying more than usual. You might even be asking yourself if flying is cheaper or equivalent to gas prices for a long road trip right now. Supply and demand play a big part in the high gas prices, but AAA officials say the biggest reason they've spiked is because crude oil prices are going up.
Back in August, we were considerably lower, more like around $60 to $63 a barrel. And so as crude oil prices go, so go our gas prices.
Hawkins says gas prices have reached a 7-year high and does not expect it to get much, if any, better before the end of the holiday season. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, get ready to raise your glass at the North Fork Oktoberfest as it returns to downtown Hazard for the first time since 2019.
And while it won't feel like the return of summer, we do have some warmer conditions on the way. I'll have the latest straight ahead.